Hello there. Can't speak. Hello there, everybody. Happy to have you all here again. Welcome back to the Sundari Command Updates. I'm your host, Shane, also known as the King Fade here. And I'll be joined by our lovely co-host today, Chief, and repairing guest once again, John. It says nothing, though. But
yeah. I feel very left out of the hat gang this time.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
hey, the hat. Hey,
I don't have a
Let's
hat.
get rocking on the hat. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have a hat.
Yeah, well,
Not in the immediate vicinity of my reach.
Well, that's
That's
just
on you.
Well, everybody, we have an exciting episode for you today, and it's gonna be quite the wild one, in my opinion. Today, we're gonna be talking about Mandalorian, lovely Mandalorian episode, Mandalorian review. We're gonna be talking about Star Wars Celebration, all the content that we kept getting from it. We'll be going back to some content as well that we already discussed here on the channel, but we got more. We couldn't talk about it all last episode, and we're gonna be here to talk about it again. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into this cake of Star Wars Celebration. That being Mandalorian season 3, episode 7. Oh, what an episode! Am I talking about, folks?
What an episode, people!
Good.
It's
so amazing.
Oh my god!
I just can't have the right words to say how great it was.
It was too good, in my opinion. You know,
Yeah, it was way too good.
It was way too good. You know,
I had a conversation immediately after I ended the episode with Shane. After I stayed up till 4 a.m. to watch the episode, and I went, wasn't happy with the ending, but okay. He didn't have to die. It wasn't a necessity to the
What
story.
do you mean he didn't? I feel like Paz's death was. It wasn't. Yes, you could agree. We could agree that it wasn't necessity, but like, what a way to go out, man! That man
It was.
balls.
He went out like a champ.
His song
like a
has
champ.
been written. His
Fighting
song has been written.
3 Praetorian guards.
What? Just because
like
he
a
got
champ.
he
That's
went
all I
out.
gotta say.
Yeah, he went. What? Yeah, he went out. He went out the way I think Paz Vizsla should have went out. You know, there wasn't any of the ways I think that man could have gone like different way. You know, I think eventually he was gonna die. You know, I'm happy with the way that went. You know.
Yeah,
and personally,
It's
it's
okay.
good. But we're not here to talk about the ending of the episode. As much as I love Paz Vizsla's death, like not love,
Yeah.
it hurts my soul.
the
Great ending
the
of the
meat
character.
the meat of the episode.
We know where this
Mhm.
episode lies in, and that's the Shadow Council.
Yes,
You know,
only the Shadow Council.
dude, casually, the actor that plays Moff Gideon, I sadly don't want to say his name because I'm gonna absolutely butcher it. So I'm just gonna say the actor. My name is Gustavo. But you can call me
You can call me Gus.
You can call me, you know,
Gus.
the Shadow Council. Gideon's return was actually phenomenal, in my opinion. I know there are some jokes going around on the internet about how like when everybody saw they didn't have a mustache anymore, basically we were all like, "That's Gus." You know, that's how all of us were going about.
It's just Gus in ISB armor. It's beautiful.
That's literally what it is. You know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So I'm really happy that we got him back. You know, especially for this episode. Opening on Coruscant, I was like, okay, we're back here again. I was very interested by this. Then we see Gideon obviously doing his tactics, you know, and doing his stuff, you know. But like what we're here to discuss, you know, is obviously the Shadow Council, you know, and some big reveals that we got for the council.
Yeah. Namely, Captain Pelion.
Yes!
All of my expanded universe knowledge is just going.
Dude, I saw him and I go, that's fucking Captain Pelion. I didn't need the name drop.
I saw the 7th Fleet patch, and I saw the captain bars, and I was like, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah. And then obviously Gideon confirming it. But like the name drops for Thrawn, you know. Grand Admiral Thrawn's return will bring in the reemergence of our military, you know.
Commandant Hux is in there, which Shane has apparently told me that's Hux's dad.
Yeah,
I thought it was Hux.
That's Hux's dad.
I thought it was Hux.
That's his father. Which is very interesting to see because our boy Mark is in here, and I see Mark has just said it is that young Hux looks weird. That's not our Hux that we know. That's Hux's dad.
Commandant Hux.
Yeah, yes. And I love that ring for him. And then Project Necromancer. Very interesting stuff. So yeah, I think let's just go through this real quick. Through the Shadow Council. There's obviously a lot of lore words in there that we maybe know from expanded universe knowledge. We may have seen them in comics. But I don't think they're going to get name dropped right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I think the three ones that we are deserving the top points for the Shadow Council is Gideon, like Palian, and Comrade Hux. Personally, let's just get right into Palian. So Palian being there is a big thing. In my opinion, for all of us Legends fans, by the way, especially during Thrawn's or the Empire books, Palian being there. Palian's basically maybe a captain rank. That man is the most respected captain ever out there.
Has to be. Was there during the Battle of Endor. Like CERN serves the 7th Fleet right alongside Thrawn, which is insane. And oh my god,
yeah. Basically, while Thrawn's been missing, this man's been leading 7th Fleet. Vibes up, So like props to him. This guy, Palian was, which now that I'm really happy about, because honestly, for us Rebels fans as well, we got a name drop with Captain Palian when Thrawn was dealing with the Purgles. You obviously hear him go, "What's going on? Like, get me Captain Palian," and Palian obviously responds. Everybody thought, I think most of us thought Palian died off screen, which that made me a little upset, but I'm happy to see him return. I think the big things I think the big thing that is can't speak. I think the very interesting thing is that with Palian being around, is that you're going to see him in the sub show now.
Yeah. 100%. I think that is going to be once again, our main antagonist for a series, who is Thrawn.
Yeah, and we'll get to Ahsoka later on. I know though that Dave has already talked about season 2 for Ahsoka.
Oh,
yeah,
right. He did talk about that. Yeah,
I think they just confirmed Mando season 4.
Yeah, they did.
That was confirmed at Star Wars Celebration, and Bad Batch season finale season 3
and season 3.
Yeah. But everybody's commenting tonight. But so yeah, it was very fun to see Palian. I know me and Chief had that reaction. What about you, John?
So my reaction when I saw Captain Palian was, so I've read a little bit of the Legends comics, not a whole lot of them, but I instantly, like what you said, I somewhat realized that it was him. At first, I was like, okay, this is either Captain Palian or it's a different guy, but I was assuming it was him. And then when he said his name, then I was like, oh my God, they're basically confirming so much of the Legends comics and stuff like right now. And then I was just super excited about that, because now what's going to happen is maybe because that was Legends and now it's technically canon, who knows what other Legends stuff will become canon as well.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It is a little crazy, to think about what characters they're going to start breaking out. Obviously we did have the talks about could Shin be Mara Jade. Obviously not now. They confirmed to be someone else, but that could be, it could be many sort of things for this.
And they also still could bring her in later on, and we just don't know that right now.
Yeah,
because they don't want to show anything.
Exactly. But dude, I really just want to talk more about the Shadow Council.
I have a thing about the Shadow Council that I want to throw in there, Shane.
Go for it.
Why did 3 of them not have rank bars?
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Why?
You know what?
This is crazy.
I have a theory to that. But go ahead.
I think me and John have the same idea about this. I think it's building towards the First Order, because we obviously see the First Order has no rank pads.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say too. Either it's building up to the First Order, or they just joined in at the end and then they became officers and then they didn't get their ranks yet.
Yeah, could be that
possibly,
but I think it's the First Order thing for sure.
Yeah, Commandant Hux, working on Project Necromancer. I'm told theories about Project Necromancer, but we can just
Snoke.
Yeah, so there's cool things.
No.
I think we're all leaning towards that Snoke. Palpatine, especially Project Necromancer, Palps, the big boy, up there.
Happy boy.
The Palpy boy.
Yeah.
That man can come going back.
Ooh, I have a question. It throws this conversation a little bit off topic, but we'll go. What happened to the Sith Temple under the Jedi Temple after the fall of Palpatine? Is it still there?
It is still there. I believe
It is still there.
Yeah,
Okay, because
it's still possibly there.
might be like his cloning facility is down there.
Could be. I think
that's a good idea.
I think Project Necromancer could be something else as well. Is that we've already been. I trust multiple sources sometimes, but obviously these are rumors that we're addressing and leaks. It could be all false, But Thrawn apparently is rebuilding an undead version under the command of the Chimera. That he's building an undead force under his Chimera. Project Necromancer could be leading to that, That's what was said kind of in an interview or what leaks that this person got from is that he's building basically an underground force of possibly undead or something else in his ranks.
Could we be leading into Project Blackwing?
Yes, that's what it could be leading into as well, is that Necromancer could be leading into the Blackwing virus, which would be a very cool, interesting thing if they're trying to do that. Obviously it's going to get probably nerfed because Blackwing virus is a very deadly virus.
Yeah.
But that could be the case with Project Necromancer, because even Gideon said in that room is that Palian and Hux are working basically like this together, that they're conquering, taking stuff together. So they could be
hand.
So if Thrawn is still around right now and is actually just letting Palian do all the front work with the warlords, he could be with Hux right now, working on basically his undead stuff, But happy to see Shadow Council. Happy to see the warlords together, all that good stuff, I knew they weren't just scattered remnant warlords. I knew if Thrawn was returning, these guys have already been united, which makes a lot of sense, But I think just overall Mandalorian episode, very good vibes today. Bo-Katan, not Bo-Katan. I mean, yeah, Bo-Katan, but more of Mando with his poetic riz.
Yeah. That man rolled the dice hard. Yeah. I'm sure friggin' oh god, what's his name? Pedro Pascal was in the booth just doing the
He's playing his little violin.
He's just putting together his zaddy look.
Oh no, that's exactly what's going on though over there. But yeah. So personally, it was as much as it was funny to not make jokes out of it. Really, really good stuff. With that, interesting to see Mandalorian survivors on Mandalore.
Ooh, yeah, 100%.
Very.
I think I had a theory about those guys. They could have been, since they did address Bo-Katan as a Lady Katan Kryze.
Oh yeah.
They could have been former Mandalorian Royal Guard. Oh, could have. The one dude is very old. Well, the two kind of leader dudes that were on the skiff were very old. So they could have seen the rise and fall of Satine and Bo-Katan and Death Watch and the bomb, the Night of 1,000 Tears and everything. It's crazy. I think, did you have a theory about that one, Shane, or no?
I told you it, but you could be right. I thought it was possibly the Protectors still some of these Protector leaders still working around,
It could be.
I have a theory too after this. My theory is that the older guy, the two older guys, you remember in Rebels when they had all those the Mandalorian leaders from each group bow down when she held the Darksaber?
Yeah.
I think it's what the survivors is the heads of each group.
Oh. Well, I will say we do see part of Clan Eldar in Mando season 2.
He's for the covert.
Yeah, at the covert.
Yeah.
they have the I think I showed this last time, the wolf signet on their pauldron.
Mhm.
And I think they could be making a return with both Children of the Watch and aligned with Bo. It's all up in the air.
Yeah.
Really.
I do want to point out this comment from our boy Mark is that he basically says Death Watch mentioned too. Not sure how Din is going to like hearing that when Bo comes clean. Could be the case with that over there is that I don't think I saw blue on the Mandalorians. I know most Death Watch. Understand, you know?
Most of the like Axe Woves and his group, they were probably former Death Watch.
Yeah. Oh, I look at that man making noise back there. But
Sorry.
no, you're good. I think Din was saved by Death Watch, correct?
Yes,
He was. He was.
It was
'Cause he was-
revealed in
'cause-
season 2.
If he was born and raised on Concordia, isn't that where Pre-Vizsla's home was in the clan? Where yes, that's where
Yes,
Vizsla's were
that's
in
where
Death Watch.
started.
Mhm.
So I think Din is gonna. I think what Mark's saying is that Death Watch has been mentioned, but I think Din's gonna be okay with Death Watch.
Yeah.
But obviously, I think he was just big. I mean, it's very interesting because obviously he was raised in the I can't think the Children of the Watchways. Thank you. So that could be it as well. It could be. It's all very interesting. Props to the Empire for like glassing the planet and then being like, let's make a base here.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Sure. It's not, it's not like ruined or anything. It's just kind of, damaged a little bit. But yeah, we can make a base here. Sure.
Yeah. I think a really good theory though around the Empire being there, and then what I've been hearing is that great theory is that this episode was titled "The Spies," and a great theory going around is that the armor is a spy for Gideon.
I don't. Ooh.
That'd be kind of interesting.
Now that you two haven't heard this, I can kind of just go into this just a little bit, just a little bit longer, So basically, the theory is that she is either working with Gideon or she has been a spy for Gideon just recently, because Gideon's helmet has spikes in it, resembling her own.
Oh.
Another theory is that she has said it herself. Mandalorians have been some of the only few people to manipulate Beskar armor and now how to forge Beskar properly. How does Gideon have those resources to build Beskar armor the way that he built it for his people, for his guys?
How did he get that much Beskar?
True as well is that I think he's been mining it.
Probably been mining it.
Or he stole like down in the mines. We saw like helmets and things down there. He could have been salvaging it and melting it and then bringing it
mine now, boy.
This is mine now.
But like as the theory continues Bo knew Mandalore wasn't poisoned anymore. Bo did know that Mandalore wasn't poisoned anymore. That's why she was wanting to retake Mandalore. Is that she had a theory that it wasn't poisoned anymore just because of travel was going on the planet. The Empire and Gideon have always been preaching Mandalore is poisoned. Who else has been preaching that Mandalore is poisoned? The Armorer.
Children of the Watch.
The Armorer has been really pushing that idea. Then comes back, says that, and then out of nowhere, the Armorer makes a 180 turn and says, "Bo-Katan, you've walked both worlds. You can reunite our people." Does that? Gideon finds out about people reuniting and is like, we need to get them in one spot. Then out of nowhere, she goes, let's go retake Mandalore and bring all the Mandalorians to Mandalore, where Gideon is at.
Okay. I see where you're going.
It's an interesting theory. It could be obviously wrong because there are plot holes you can kind of stick in there, and like
this episode next week has got to be 2 hours long. Got to be.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be 2 hours long, but that's where they kind of been poking holes at. You can always make poke holes in this theory about her being a spy. But yeah, that was one of the theories I've been taking away from this episode.
Or the other one that could be the spy. Remember the guy who was who took over Death Watch?
Axe Wolf.
what if he's the spy and he informed him? Because we don't know what happened to him after he flew out of the hole.
Yeah.
Because we don't know if he called backup or if he like went to and called Moff Gideon and said, "Oh, they're inside. They're heading towards you now." And then he says he like alerts them what's going on because he wants to try and take back his leadership.
Oh, Mark brings up another great point. Didn't she conveniently go back to the fleet before they were ambushed?
No. The only reason she went back to the fleet is because
she had all the injured Mandos.
Wounded.
Yeah, but she conveniently goes back before the ambush happens.
And she was the only one that volunteered to do it.
Yeah.
I could see that. That makes sense.
I can see it. I
could see either one, though.
I can see it, but I want it to be next season, not this season.
True. I can give you that.
I want retribution for Bo this season.
Yeah. I think another thing, though, with this episode is that it leaves... It's very interesting for where this episode can go, because they flipped the situation with Din and Grogu, where now Grogu had to watch Din taken away. So it's very interesting what is going to happen next episode. But overall, an amazing episode this week. I'm very worried for next week's episode. Not because it's the finale.
I'm gonna cry.
And not because of that. I'm not saying like it's gonna be bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm worried about. It's just the quote that I've seen by the actor that plays Din Djarin, not Pedro Pascal, the other actor that plays him.
Yeah.
Brendan, I think his name is like Wayne Brendan, I believe so. I don't know his exact name, but basically the quote goes along the lines of, "You're gonna be wishing you didn't ask for more Mandalorian because this episode might just hurt too much."
Oh, God damn it!
That quote worries me a lot because it's like, what do you mean?
And you want to know what? That possibly can also lead up to it because they also did confirm that Din Djarin will no longer just be the only man character.
Yes.
So now that worries me.
It's like what are you guys gonna plan on doing with this episode? So I'm not ready for next week's Wednesday, but I'm gonna be happy when I see it. Kind of, maybe not. I may be happy. We may come back to a lot of tears.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna. So overall, I think this entire. Any last minute thoughts on Mandalorian that you guys want to add?
Nah, not really.
No,
I said my piece.
I just hope the theory that I said, if those are like each of the heads of the clans that were united with Bo-Katan to take down the Empire, not the Emperor, the Empire. If that is the case, I really wish, even though like it's probably not hinted that there's a lot of survivors, I really wish that like there was somehow like they didn't know about. There's like a bunch of them from each clan just coming in and trying to save them all.
Yeah. Just Lab agrees with us though. Armor is a traitor, most likely. Could be the case.
I think so.
I want to move on to.
Real quick.
Okay, go on.
Mark did also comment as well, saying, "If I get a Satine reference, I'll be happy." And I agree with you.
I agree.
I agree. What agreement there across the board. But yeah, let's move on to our next segment, which is we're gonna be. So if anyone has any Mandalorian thoughts, please continue to comment them. We still love to go back and forth between it. But obviously, next on our itinerary for today is going to be Star Wars Celebration. We did it last week, Friday, when it all dropped on us at once. But now we're going to be going over some of the, since it's now kind of wrapping up, coming to a close, we're going to be going through some of the other content that they dropped to us that sadly me, Chief John, didn't get to discuss. And I think one being is Star Wars Visions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I will lead on Mandalorian. Let's take this lead.
I will throw out here. I have not seen any of Visions.
I know you haven't, and that's okay. John, you
okay, so I'm gonna be quiet.
I have.
All right.
Same my segment.
Same my segment.
Same my segment.
Okay.
Same my segment.
Me and John can most likely agree on this. You watched the Visions for trailer, though, right?
Yes, I'm super excited for how it's going to be.
He just muted himself. He's just over there. I have to be quiet now.
No, Oh,
You-
he muted himself. I thought
He
he was
did.
talking to me.
No. But okay, so a big thing with Star Wars Visions, in my opinion, is as much as I did like the trailer, I mean, you both agreed to that.
Yes,
It's a good trailer. It really was really
it was
good, you know.
really good.
But like, I think me and you have the same worries. Is that and I think some people can agree here as well. Is that I liked Visions, but I liked only certain episodes of Visions.
Yes, because a lot of the episodes it didn't really feel like it had like something to it. Like it just didn't feel like it had a good rhythm, and it just felt like they basically just threw in an episode and just made it, and then it just kind of went down from like uphill on a bunch of them, and then went straight downhill. Because in my opinion, the best episodes from that season, episode 1,
The fifth
Episode-
Jedi, in my opinion.
the Fifth Jedi. Yep, I agree with you. That's the one where he like tries to rebuild it all, right?
Yeah.
That one was one of the best episodes. And then the one where it's kind of like it felt like it was Phantom Menace but backwards, like the last episode where they had that Sith that had the two,
Oh,
and it felt like
the
Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
the elder, you know.
Yeah, the Elder. I thought those were the best episodes.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Visions was a very interesting concept, and I do like it for what it is. And it looks good, you know. It looks good,
Yeah.
you know. Visions. I may have not liked all the episodes. There are some episodes though that I personally weren't a fan of, you know.
Mhm.
But most of the episodes were really good, especially when it came to the Jedi content that we got. And Chief, I'm gonna ask you to unmute yourself real quick because I'm gonna Chief.
Chief.
What?
We're gonna be going over the trailer real quick, so you can.
Oh,
see it again.
okay.
Yeah. So obviously, those who are listening in, you're obviously just gonna hear the trailer in the background while we kind of just do our like initial thoughts on the trailer again. You know.
My segment,
You
bro.
scared
You
the
did.
show.
You scared the bejesus out of me.
It was hilarious that we scared the bejesus out of you. Yeah. This like looks really good.
It does look good, especially with this like art animation style.
Why is
This
it
is like-
curved?
Follow the light.
I always knew you were meant for bigger things.
What if you just keep going?
No need to fear. There are others like you here. I saw it myself. She has special powers.
Can you get your porta potty off the starting line?
She's a total. Exactly.
I'm so happy for that,
Don't be
Jamie.
afraid. May the force be with you.
It's showtime. Whoa. The storm is approaching.
I can fight them. I'm strong enough now.
No one is stronger than them.
For right now, we're gonna pause right here. Okay, we're gonna pause right here on this trailer. You know, so
Why? Wait, hang on. 2 questions. In the first
What?
sequence, 1, Malgus? Question mark.
That's what I thought too.
2, why was that yellow lightsaber curved?
It's like a katana. It looks like a
So- It's kind of like a katana one.
I don't like it.
It's okay. Obviously, for all
I
official
don't
reasons,
like
this belongs to Disney. This belongs to Disney for copyright reasons. This belongs to Disney. This is a Disney trailer.
This is a Disney trailer.
Lucasfilm trailer.
So
Copyright
Lucasfilm
reasons.
He even says it in the title. It says it's for Disney Plus.
We cannot choose where our calling takes us. Only whether or not to answer.
That's where I'm gonna end it.
Wait, can we back it
Under
up just a
under
little?
the Copyright Act
There-
of 1976, we are not liable for any suit.
Yes.
We are not.
You're welcome.
So yeah, that's Star Wars Vision. So in my opinion, it looks the trailer looks promising. There are
Looks good.
certain episodes that I already know I feel like I'm gonna like and very much enjoy.
That
And then I
Malgus
feel like there's a
episode.
bunch of them that we will also dislike.
Yeah, I think the one with like the 2D like drawing stuff with the I don't think I'm gonna care
I
about
don't think
that
I'm
one.
gonna like that one.
I don't think I'm gonna care about that one. I think the one with the kid focused on, I may like it depending on how that episode goes.
I want to see the one with the double-bladed katana lightsaber because
That one, yeah.
that looked cool.
So a lot of the Jedi content, like with like kind of like the Lucas kid, and then like the girl, and then with like the older lady with 2 blue lightsabers, all the like the content that's going to probably involve lightsaber fights, I'm probably going to enjoy because last season that was like the nail hitter, you know, like the lightsaber fighting episodes, the ones that you really got were pretty damn good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm excited for when it comes to Star Wars Visions. There's obviously some content I'm probably not going to be a fan of. I think one episode that I'm going to like, just purely for inner kid wise, is the David and Wallace animation studio with the like.
Yes,
that one
yes.
was just hilarious.
The claymation one,
yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna instantly think of just them.
Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit. Thank you, not David and Wallace. Wallace and Gromit. You know.
David and Wallace.
So I think of David Wallace from The Office. We're not gonna get into that. You know.
The Office.
Yeah, but Wallace and Gromit, it's gonna be so. My inner kid's gonna enjoy it too much.
I always do also like how they do like clay animations because it's very creative and just interesting how they do it.
Yeah, so Visions looks good. It looks promising.
Look very promising.
But like obviously my worry is that I feel like there are gonna be some episodes that are just not gonna be nail hitters, and that's what's gonna drag down the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're doing a volume 2. I think this is something that you can keep doing, but since you're doing volume 2 stuff, can you please just give me a what if animation Star Wars?
Exactly.
You're already doing animations, just give me more. You know?
Just give me a what if Star Wars.
Like, where is that? But we're not here to discuss that, obviously. But yeah, obviously, Chief said he's not really well known in this segment, so Chief is gonna have to get caught up with Visions before he can watch Visions Volume 2, which we're gonna make him do. Don't worry, you know.
You already made me read Heir to the Empire, which I enjoyed thoroughly way too much.
But me and John, I think, are in agreement here, and I think a lot of us are in agreement here that have seen Visions, is that it's a very interesting concept. It really is. Every animation studios working on a single episode only is very cool, very interesting. But the thing is that I just need some of these episodes to be nail hitters, you know? Yeah.
One of those episodes looks like it was produced by the same studio who did Clone Wars. With the old lady with the 2 lightsabers.
Yeah.
So actually, I think one of them is. I think the lady with 2 lightsabers is Arcane.
Really?
It's Arcane Animation Studio. Arcane's doing one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
So that might be them.
Okay.
I want to see a Clone Wars setting Visions episode because all of the episodes that we have seen is either before
or Imperial,
post Republic, or after during the Empire.
Yeah, a lot of the episodes you see are Imperial reign.
You never see a Clone Wars one, and I want to see a Clone Wars one for once.
Yeah, but I think Visions has the hope to be good with some of these episodes.
Yeah.
Happy they're still doing it. You know, I think it was a very cool, interesting concept. And I'm happy they're still doing it.
It was very interesting on how they did those.
I'm gonna focus on
episodes
that
and introducing like a different kind of style of a television show.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think we are ready to move on. I thought we'd be talking this for a little bit longer, but I think we are ready to move on.
Yep.
I want to throw a wrench into things.
Oh God, he wants to throw a wrench into this one. So here we go. So our next segment on the itinerary, we'll be moving on to, because we didn't discuss about it much because it was obviously just a name drop, but now we actually have a panel and some confirmations from the film, or leaks, I should say, from the film. The Rise of Skywalker, 15 later, the Rey film, 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker events. Obviously, I think I know who should lead this segment. You know, Chief.
Oh God!
Come on,
Chief.
let's just start doing it. Yeah, Chief.
Okay. It looks very promising. It will hopefully be what the sequels has led up to be, which is okay. Mid standard.
My ears.
Don't know where to go with this, dude.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
You want help? I got you.
Yeah.
John, help him out. Help him out, John.
Okay.
We have gotten one leaked photo though.
Yes.
Okay, real quick. Don't go into it just yet. Don't go to that leak photo
Yeah,
just
don't
yet.
go to the
never
photo
mind.
just yet. We'll
John,
go.
Okay, never mind.
John, go for it. John.
So I feel like the episode, like the newer movies, is gonna be a little bit good. Like maybe they'll be as good as the sequels or better. I'm hoping they're better because the sequels, I don't know, they just didn't really stick for I think a lot of people in the Star Wars community. Like a lot of people didn't like them. But if they make it promising to where enough where people want to go see it, then I give them props for that. I think it's going to be interesting because she's starting from scratch and making a whole different thing. And like I said last week, I feel like what's going to happen is she's going to rebuild the Jedi Order by making it to where like they both use light and dark. And it's going to be
okay. I thought we were going to talk about how it's full circle over getting Dawn.
And like full circle, yeah.
And now we're getting
So like
And then
how,
we get a full on circle.
So like how Luke and Leia were supposed to build it in Legends.
Exactly.
Yes.
If
Exactly.
That only could have happened if Mace Windu had trained Anakin.
Here's my thing. This film, I think me and John and Chief, I think we're all in agreement here. It has the promise to be good. Obviously, I believe many of us are very weary about this film because of what the sequel trilogy did. In my opinion, now this is a very hot take, and I think John and Chief may disagree with me. Force Awakens is a good film, in my opinion.
Yes.
I agree.
Personally, will actually die on the hill that Last Jedi is a solid, good film.
No.
No.
I will fight you.
So that's where we differ. Rise of Skywalker, though, we will all agree on, though, left a very bad taste in our mouths.
Last Jedi is a piece of utter garbage.
Rise of Skywalker is not a fan favorite for me. I think it left a bad taste in my mouth.
That's different for me, though. That is different for me.
Hated
right, guys. We're no longer having John be part of the episode.
Bye.
Feel
how I felt last episode.
We're honestly not here to discuss about the sequel trilogy, what they could have done with all that. That could be if you guys want that episode, we can definitely do that episode for you guys, and we can talk about what the sequel trilogy could have been. Especially episode 9, what episode 9 could have been. From what the
so much better.
Don't
explain myself?
No.
No. There's only a few things that I liked about it. I don't like the movie. There's like some things that I like about it, but I don't like the whole movie. There's
I want to hear these things,
So what very interested me was where basically you know how like they had the Force ghosts like basically talking to Rey saying they're standing as one, and like the Palpatine scene where he goes like, I'm all the Sith, and she's like, I'm all the Jedi. I did like that scene. Another scene I did like was in the movie. I did kind of like where they had the lightsaber trick thing where she like put it behind her back and it just disappeared. I thought that was kind of funny. But I like more towards the end of the movie. I didn't like the start. The start wasn't that good. The middle was okay, but then the end was better.
Personal opinion. The Last Jedi is a pretty solid, good film from a story narrative perspective. The Last Jedi. Okay, we're not gonna say this. We can get on this after, but it's a good film. It is a good film. But now we're gonna discuss this, and I think Chief, since you want to talk about it, gets to lead this part again. What's the leak photo that we got that makes us all?
Give us the image.
Not that one. I thought you were gonna push me.
You want to get the image up? I'll get the image up for you.
Yeah.
It's oh my god.
It's stupid.
I don't like the image because this is saying so many red flags.
I'm not gonna shoot it down just yet, but please. Chief. Oh, there is no image for it, but go for it, Chief.
So we got an image of pregnant Rey.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I'm not gonna shoot down. I'm not gonna shoot down. John, do you want to talk about it more?
It's strange because how in the world is she pregnant? Because
I think
that's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know this is confirmed though, is that the leak around the image is that she's pregnant with the embodiment of Kylo.
Baby.
Yeah. That's what the image is, but I'm not going to shoot it down just yet because we've technically in Star Wars we've already seen this.
Wait, or hold on. I have one hot take. Or it's not the baby of Kylo Ren. What if it's the baby of Finn? It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. I'm not going to get it.
And I mean, if you see, he did like in the Rise of Skywalker have the Force. He has the Force, so
yeah, I can agree with you. I think the leaks though around is that it's Kylo's baby. The thing is, I'm not totally against it because this has already happened in Star Wars. I mean, the embodiment of the Force has put someone pregnant, and that is obvious with Shmi Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah,
and it also could have been with actually no, that wouldn't make sense. I was gonna say it's possibly what happened with Kanan, but I don't think that's what happened.
No,
100% no.
But
I was just saying it, but I was like, wait, no, that's not possible.
So that is one of the leaks going around this photo. And obviously, I think one of the reasons why this makes me a little weary about Star Wars content and the films is that if it is true, what is the direction of this then? What are you wanting to go with this? You know, I liked the title drop and the concept of she's building the new Jedi Order and villains and foes are trying to fight against it, dismantle it. You know, I liked the concept, but what is the direction of her being pregnant going to be? And I don't want to. I highly suggest Star Wars fans, and I know many of us like to jump to the gun of like, oh, this is going to be terrible. You know, this is going to be bad. But I honestly suggest keeping open ears with this because this could be something really good. Don't go in the mindset of this. If you have the mindset this is going to be bad, then it's going to be bad.
It's going to be bad for you.
It's going to be bad for you.
Yeah,
because then you're looking for the reasons to nitpick the film constantly or nitpick the process of the making of stuff. Don't do that. Go into an open minded. Consider all the options that could be going through. You could be going through with this.
I think I went into Rise of Skywalker like that, and Last Jedi. I think I went into the movies being like, "Hey, I don't know about this movie. I don't know if it's gonna be good. I don't know if it's gonna be bad. If it's bad, I'm gonna judge it really, really harshly." And that's what I've been doing for the last. How many years has Last Jedi been out? Like 6?
For a while.
Strict.
Yes,
yeah, 6 years.
That's what I'm saying though, is that I know many of us didn't like the sequel trilogy, but don't go into this film wanting to nitpick everything. Because if you go into this film doing that, you're gonna obviously hate this film. You're not gonna like it. Keep an open mind on this, you know. There are obviously some questionable decisions. I wouldn't say questionable. They have a direction, but it's very questioning of what they're doing. But that's what makes it all interesting. If we go into the idea of just wanting to hate on this project for the hating sake of this project, you're not going to like it then. It's obviously these decisions and directions are being made for a reason. The question is, why are they being made for? That's the idea for us, is that we can theorize, make comments, and figure out maybe they shouldn't do this. Maybe they should do this. What is the direction they're going to be doing? So obviously with Rey being pregnant with the leak and everything, and that it could be Kylo Ren's baby or the embodiment of Kylo Ren through the Force again, the direction is, why did they make that call? It's all for a bunch of things, you know? So just when talking about this film and when the process of this film is going to be made is, don't hate on the film. Don't instantly jump to the hate bandwagon. That's my suggestion, obviously. You know, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life, but that's my opinion. That's my suggestion. But this film has, I think we all can agree here, has the promise to make corrections to the sequel trilogy and also be good and be the promise that we could have got for the sequel trilogy, you know?
Yeah, I would agree.
When this film is being made and when I first see the trailer, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, this film is going to look great. I'm going to have my worries and decisions because I already had that setback with the Disney and the sequel trilogy, you know? But I'll be open for anything.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same way where it's just like can't really go into it, judge too hard on it. You have to like kind of embrace it and be like, hey, this is a new Star Wars movie. Maybe they got it right this time.
Yeah,
So
For sure.
all right. And next up on the docket, if everybody is all right with this.
Oh, so we're changing everybody
Yeah.
segments. We're changing
Yeah.
Changing
yeah,
segments. We
yeah.
should probably do that. Yeah.
my time,
Yeah.
bitches.
My time.
Ahsoka panel.
Ahsoka.
The Ahsoka panel at Summer Celebration.
He looks like Dan the eye goes, my time, bitches. That's what he looked at me with.
My time.
All right, you can lead it again. Go for it.
Ahsoka panel had so much just things to just like
Just had so much
squeeze information out. Just go and just get all of the information out of it at once. And it was beautiful. First, they confirmed that Sabine is doing lightsaber combat.
Yes. They did.
Yes. The actor, I don't know if she was supposed to say anything, but she
did.
She said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, I really enjoyed lightsaber combat," and I was like, You know that one meme with Brad Pitt and he goes,
Oh,
No.
it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's like,
that's me.
right there.
Okay.
Yeah. a
Well,
lot of powerful women on that stand there. Sabine. Happy Sabine simp right here.
so actually, unless John, do you want to piggyback off of him, or do you want me?
Sure, I can. Also, a lot of things seem promising with the episode. Like, there is one theory that I hope is true, because that'd be really cool. If you watch the Ahsoka trailer, the Inquisitor that she's fighting, like towards the closer to the end, I think, right? A lot of people are saying they are theorizing that Inquisitor is actually Ezra Bridger.
Yes, but I do
Ooh.
want to. Yeah, so Chief, you already took that away from me. But obviously, Dr. Mad Studio, welcome to the podcast. Happy to have you here. And then obviously, we're all in the U.S. except for one right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I sadly
Weirdo.
didn't get to.
Hi.
I sadly didn't go. I had to mute for a second. I sadly didn't have to go. I didn't get to go to Star Celebration either. But obviously, I'm in agreement with you. Hope those that went had an amazing time. Yeah.
I'm for sure though want to go to the next one.
Yeah. 100%. You know, and
It's in Japan. We just got
I know. That's why I want to go.
it's right there.
It's right there.
right there. But that's the thing. When it happens, like the year that they're doing the next one, I'll be in the UK. So I have to go all the way back over. Oh, no. It's
God.
gonna suck. But I probably still will do it. But
Yeah.
or if I don't go to that one, I'll probably go to the next one that's in the US for sure.
Yeah. But it's obvious. So Ahsoka panel. So obviously, I think when what Chief said, I'm going to piggyback off what he said, is that for those who installed the extended leak trailer, you actually do see Sabine using a lightsaber. You see her using Ezra's lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she did get it looks like she's fighting Shin in the trailer. So she did get the do some lightsaber combat. You know.
Also, speeders. That speeder segment. That's
So, in my opinion, is that from what we have seen so obviously Thrawn's the big threat, and I will piggyback off John. I've heard the theory that Ezra could be that Inquisitor, which is very, very interesting. But the reason is what is going on with that. But I think that's all for what can be happening.
I don't think it's Ezra. I think it's Barriss.
Barriss would be a cool one.
I think they're gonna throw a crowbar at us and be like, "Hey, deal with that."
Wait. Or what if this? So Barriss is that Inquisitor. So like what you're saying, for like a theory. She's the Inquisitor, but then out of nowhere, Ezra comes in and he is another Inquisitor. So she's fighting two Inquisitors.
So real quick, I'm gonna let you two handle the segment while I take a small little break. I'll be right back, everybody. These two get to handle the segment.
Oh, yay! So
Yay!
Oh God. Okay. I like that theory. I do.
Yeah.
It is very, very interesting where they can go with this series, because, like you said, that could be
The
Ezra,
case.
but it also couldn't be. I could see both happening.
I could see it either like what you said. It could be Barris. I see it as Ezra, or I could see it to where the theory that I had, where they're both going
Yeah.
against Ahsoka.
Yeah.
But what could be the case is Ezra's not an Inquisitor. He's the replace. So like he's the newer Master or Sith Lord. So like because Darth Vader and the Emperor are both gone,
That's
he takes up the
so-
mantle of basically controlling the Sith.
Well, I'm gonna put you on a quick timeout there for just a second, because we do have more Legends content to think about here.
That too. That's another
Darth-
big thing.
Darth Krayt could also be well within this universe, because Darth Krayt instituted he reinstituted the rule of many, so he does have more acolytes because he's trying to rebuild the Sith Order.
Yep.
But I could also see where they're like, oh, this doesn't fit in with the sequel trilogy, so we're just going to keep it Legends. But I also want to point out that comment. I can't bring it up, but Shane can when he gets back. Dave Filoni even once said that we've not heard the last of Barriss Offee. I love that.
He did. You're right.
I
He
love
did
that.
quote that.
So if we see Barriss, it's going to be great. If we see Ezra, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this series. Can't wait for August. I have so many things to do in between then. Like, oh God, it's going to be absolute pandemonium.
Just this whole year in general for like Star Wars content is just gonna be insane.
Yeah. Next year too.
For the next few years.
Acolyte drops next year.
Acolyte drops next year.
Probably another Vision season. Well, no. That's 2 years. We have to wait 2 years for that. But
So just for me to jump back in, what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
We're saying
That's
how
so-
Star Wars is basically going to be set for the next
Yeah.
few years because they got
Oh,
they got Ahsoka coming out in August, and then they got like Acolyte coming out next year, and then all those other shows and movies that are supposed to be coming out.
I want to.
Basically Star Wars content's like on its peak right now,
So-
at its high.
yeah. Star Wars is on its high. Obviously, I know. I'm just gonna jump back into Ahsoka. People once said that we never got the official
We
launch.
did quote this too.
We
We
talked
did
about
quote this.
this.
Okay,
talked
cool. We never
about
got the official loss of Barriss Offee.
Yeah.
But
So we also talked about Darth Krayt too, and how he
Yeah.
could be making a return.
because
Oh.
they're making so many legend things happen right now.
He instituted, like I said, he instituted the rule. He reinstituted. Sorry, I'm going back on myself a lot, but he reinstituted Malgus's rule of however many Jedi or however many Sith you can train, have them. Just like,
Yeah.
you want to be a Sith? You want to be a Sith? You want to be a Sith? It's just Oprah up in here.
So here's my thing with the Ahsoka show, in my opinion, is that with all the stuff that they've been constantly giving us, is that one thing that they said is that some of the Gross crew is back. Obviously, we already got Zeb in the Mandalorian. Is Zeb going to make an appearance?
I think so. I believe so.
If he's part of the New Republic, I don't think he will.
Possibly.
Well, so is like Hera and all of them. They're also New Republic, I think. Too.
But Hera's a general, and Hera really
Yeah.
likes to do her own thing.
Yeah.
But since Hera's a general, she could call Zeb to come in
True.
because
True.
he's a troop.
Yeah.
He is also part of a Y-Wing squadron.
It's very interesting. They're not looking for Ezra, if you realize.
No,
They're looking for
not.
Thrawn.
Yeah.
Because they think probably. I think
Ezra.
this is what they're thinking. They're thinking Ezra is with Thrawn.
Possibly.
Like wherever Thrawn is,
Here's-
Ezra would be there too.
Here's my thing. I think me and Chief have already discussed this. In my opinion, if the Mandalorian could end like this is the one way I can see Mandalorian ending. This would be the best ending ever. It's basically it's the end credit scene. You get to it, you're watching it, and basically what happens is that it's post credit scene. It's the Shadow Council. They're all adjourning. Gideon's dead, or Gideon is basically getting reprimanded by the Shadow Council. One of two. Preferably Gideon's dead. Like, I'm not saying I don't want Gideon to die, but to make this make sense, Gideon is dead.
Preferably Gideon's dead.
Yeah. So basically, it cuts the Paladin. It cuts the Paladin, and Paladin's just basically looking, and then it closes up on his hologram, and then it transfers to him actually being real time, and you see all the other council members around him. And then basically they do their thing of along with the Empire, and they adjourn. And Paladin basically turns back, kind of goes to the ship, gets to this place on gets to this place where he's where he's next to the throne shot that we've constantly seen in The Mandalorian. And basically it's basically you kind of see someone sitting there, and Paladin goes, Gideon's dead. His sector's up for Gideon's dead, his sector's up for grab. Mandalorians are possibly more a threat. And then it just basically cuts to, and it's like a Thanos thing, Basically, Thrawn turns his head a little bit and goes, "Let's set back for now." And as he just like observing something, You said a good ending, right?
Dave Filoni, if you're listening,
Tell it right now. Tell it right now.
Please give us confirmation. Please.
I think the sad truth is that I think we're gonna see Thrawn and Mandalorian. I think it's just gonna be that's how it ends, But you never know. But hey, here we are. I'm happy. Star Wars content's good, But do you want John go for them real quick?
So what? I was just gonna tell them about what we were talking about, where it could both be Ezra and Barrett scoring against Ahsoka. God damn it!
Until he returns, we do have.
He's back.
There he is.
I took out my own.
Okay, so what we were talking about when you were gone was, what if? So we were saying, because he's thinking it's Barrett that could be the Inquisitor still. I think it could possibly be Ezra. What if they have it to where both of them come in and are fighting Ahsoka?
It could be both. I do want to bring up a comment real quick before, though, is that I do wonder when Thrawn returns to the known galaxy, will Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, Lando get involved? Personally and preferably, I think they will.
Yes.
I don't think they will.
I think Luke will get involved more on.
But I don't think Han will, because Harrison Ford just doesn't continue being Han Solo.
If they're following Heir to the Empire,
they will get involved.
They all get involved.
Well, I can see Lando get involved, and I can see a Leia get involved, and I can see a Luke get involved.
Yes, Arrow. Point that out.
Yes, Arrow. He looks good. He looks amazing. He does look badass.
I do like the way they did the helmet, because I feel like it's kind of like a reference to the Maul segment in when he was in charge of Mandalore, because it's kind of like those spikes, like
So yeah,
it's very Gar Saxon.
Yeah, it's a very Gar Saxon helmet.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave the choice up to either the comment section or us. We're obviously at the 58 mark. I'm gonna leave this up to you, everybody. Do you want us to continue for like another 10 minutes at most and talk about the video games of Star Wars content? That had been talked about in Celebration.
I feel like we should. I think we should.
Or they deserve their own episode with a longer time to talk about them.
I think personally.
Yeah, but yes,
I still got 10 minutes.
Personally.
Well, Arrow thinks we should.
Arrow thinks we got a calendar thing that we should continue.
Personally, I think we should have our own episode.
Let's do a best of both worlds. Let's briefly talk about them, and then next week's episode we'll gladly discuss them more in depth.
Yeah, I think that's
is that a compromise we can make, Chief? You think?
Yeah, as long as we talk about as long as half of the episode is talking about the Mando finale.
Yes. So let's
have half the episode to talk about that and the Mando finale.
Hey, have a great rest of your night, Dr. Matt. Nice to you. Take care.
Have a great rest of your night.
Or day. I think it's day. Maybe it's night. I don't know. But let's talk about big things. Big things with some games. Jedi Survivor is obviously the big one, trailers and all that. But I'm more wanting to discuss with this 10-minute mark that we can discuss right now is I really want to discuss, if I can pull it up, as I want to discuss Star Wars Eclipse.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Star Wars
That's what I wanna
Eclipse
talk about.
is most likely going to be an open world game, from what
Mhm.
I've heard.
I heard that too.
It's from the creators of Detroit Become Human. So any of us that played Detroit Become Human, we loved that game. It was an amazing game. But yeah, so it's behind. Basically, the creators of Detroit Become Human are behind this game. You know,
My prayers have been answered.
I,
I've
so
been praying
it's
for
this
so
is
long.
still an early update development game. It could not be ready for like another 2 to 3 years because games take a very much longer time to process than films. Especially this
Yes.
can be an open world game.
Yeah.
But Star Wars Eclipse is, from what I've heard, is at least 3 to 4 ways from launch.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be 20 something.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be old as
But
well.
yeah,
I will
it's intended to release on PC, PS5, and Xbox X at most. You know.
You said how many? 3? 3 to 4?
3 to
Yeah,
4
3 to 4.
months?
3 games. Years.
3 to 4
3 years. Oh, okay.
I'll be, oh my god, I'll be like 24 or 23.
Yeah.
I'll be like
So
21.
from one of the quotes that I pulled from this is that this game can be experienced in many ways and puts destinies of multiple playable characters in your hands. So
Ooh.
if this might not be an open world game, but it also could be a very storytelling based game, which John's with me and you play to Become Human, I think this could be the game of you get to choose your own destiny.
Yes.
You know, this game looks really, really good though so far. You know, obviously the attack, obviously the first shots of the game are obviously you don't go into as much, but this could be a very good game. You know, in my opinion,
Yeah.
especially if it's open world. I believe Star Wars. Now it might not be our open world game, but it is confirmed that they are doing an open world game at the studio.
Yes.
You know,
They
so
are
that is to
for
come.
sure doing.
You know, it like from shots that I've seen from the early development that they've got so far, it looked visually really good.
Yes.
Very, very good. So I'm excited to see where this can go. And I think this is taking place before the prequel trilogy, based off the Trade Federation ships and all that, you know?
It is. I think they confirmed that it's before
Yeah, so this
Just
looked
Menace.
very, very, very good. And I'm very excited to see what this path can lead us to, you know?
Oh, does that so? Quick thing: if that game is before the Phantom Menace, does that mean that we could get a younger, like, you know how in what was the Star Wars show? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out
Tales
on
of the Jedi?
Tales of the Jedi.
Could we
Yes,
get like younger Jedi?
younger Qui-Gon and Count Dooku involved in the game.
Possibly. I don't know how far it's set back. You could, but you never know.
Yes.
But overall, it looks like a very interesting game. It looks like this could be something fresh news, you know. We'll always talk about this more in depth in our next episode because
Right.
it deserves its own. It deserves like it's really its own like giant segment, you know. 'Cause it's
It does. It does.
It's a lot to cover, you know. We rewatched the trailer that came out for it like a year ago. This is a game that deserves its own segment. Same with Jedi Survivor because there's a lot to discuss about it.
Yes.
That's on its way to release soon. There's a lot to discuss about that game and what that game can hold for the future because Cal Kestis could be pulled to live action.
Right.
Depending on how that game ends, you know. But I think another thing is one thing that I would love to see, and I think me and Chief and John would love to see again, is that there are rumors going around that Battlefront can make a return. Not like
Yes.
Battlefront, but like Battlefront could make a return.
Battlefront 3. Been waiting for it for.
If they make Battlefront 3, they have to add they have to put back in the heroes that were in Battlefront 2 and then more heroes, in my opinion. Like
Yes.
they already had like heroes they were planning to put in, but they didn't put in at the time. They had Padme Amidala as a hero, they had Cad Bane as a villain, they had Captain Rex and Cody coming in as heroes. They had a bunch of Star Wars characters that like a lot of fans love to see.
Just give me it now, you know.
And just give it to us. They were planning to, because if you look in the audit logs, it was planned also that General Grievous had like dialogue scenes where he was going against Ahsoka Tano. So Ahsoka was supposed to be also in the game.
I would love to see Battlefront make a return, but we'll never know. We will never know, sadly, if it gets confirmed or not. But that's a game that should make a return. You know,
They-
like I said,
they-
this is obviously a segment we'll talk about way more in depth next week's episode. But here we are at the 105, 104 mark, about to hit 105 mark. You know, so let's hit our outro, boys. You know,
All right.
let's hit it with the outro. You know, thank you for tuning in to Sundari Command Updates. This episode was fun to do, fun to talk about. Happy to have John back as well. But obviously, my name is Shane Sherman. You can, or also known as the King Fade here. You can find me on my socials at King Fade Official and all that good stuff, where you can just follow the rabbit hole like one of our friends did. And then here, Chief, take it away on your end.
Hi, I'm Chief. I stream on Twitch sometimes. You should go follow me over on there. I'll put my link in chat. There it is. It's also in the description of this video. That'll lead you to my my Discord server. So if you want to chat with me when I'm in there, you can. I'm pretty much always on Discord. So if you ever need me, have any questions about the podcast for either me or Shane, we're almost always on Discord. So just shoot us a message and we will be happy to respond. Go, John.
So hi, my name is John. I was here last time, and I just wanted to say thank you. Huge shout out for Shane and Chief for allowing me to come back and hopefully come in for more episodes. Also, you'll find me on their on Shane's server, and you can also find me wherever else on Discord.
My name's John.
My name's John.
Hi, John.
Oh, hi, John.
We all just go, hi, John.
Once again,
it's an AA meeting.
Once again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Our links are in the description of this video, where you can find Star Wars Unity Discord link. You can find Sundari Broadcast System link. That will lead you to both our Discord servers so that you can talk to us and live. Talk to us, have a great time, and honestly, just get to know us a little better, because we're some cool people, you know.
I don't know about
not
that.
Not gonna stroke my ego, but we can be a little chaotic, as you can see. You know, but we're some cool people. You know, as you can tell, we're really chaotic people.
Sure.
But also
that ego, Shane.
But also in the link is Chief's link tree, where he can lead you to his Twitch, and he can lead you to his Discord server as well, where you can watch him stream live as well. Once again, thank you for joining us today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. May the force be with you, and of course, this is the way.